Hello, Arpai's Spies here, back with, well, uh, here with a, uh, uh, back with a stream, this is my first time casting my own personal channel, uh, but just to note, we'll be casting this here match between, Soboro and Instinct. Let me fix the names. The in-game. Didn't know what side they'd be on. But yeah. Uh, we'll be casting this LOLMidwest match of Instinct versus Soboro. These matches are for the LOLMidwest Discord. It is like an independent kind of thing. Just in case anyone following happens to stop by, just so it's. But yeah, we'll be looking at the draft here. First pick, Ash, followed by Galio and Kindred. Bans being Silas, Akali, Yone for Instinct, while Oriana, Syndra, and Mel for Soboro. A lot of mid laners knocked out there. Instinct's next pick going into Zyra. Deciding for the final for the first pick phase for Instinct. Sorry if I get distracted at all. There is a fly going around my room. Alright, Soboro's final pick for the round, going to Thresh. Good pick, good pick. Always a fantastic champion. Sometimes a bit underutilized in high-end play, despite being an incredibly strong champion. Second wave of bans coming in. Instinct taking out Darius. Soboro opting for another mid lane knockout in Leah. Deciding on their final. And hovering the Azir, but deciding on Twisted Fate. Alright. So far, Soboro seems to be lining up for a relatively aggressive composition here. Galio, Kindred, and Thresh are going to be looking for plenty of fights throughout the map. It's going to be a very interesting match with these picks already. Camille being Instinct's final ban. You do not want that true damage when you're relying on percentage mitigation. But could also indicate that there may be a tank in the top lane for Instinct, but Fiora is open, so we'll see about that. Alright, as Soboro decides to lock in Varus for, I'm assuming, to be the AD carry. Varus and Thresh, very nice setup in the bot lane there. Instinct is hovering Anivia. I believe that she is fairly threatening to Galio, and without a proper diver to initiate Galio, uh, can actually be a pretty notable threat. Soboro's attempts to make plays happen, considering how great of control mage she is. And there is the Ornn lock. That is a fair chunk of protection on Instinct's side. Very nice turtle setup there. Now what might Soboro be going for to break that? Covering Gwen. Could possibly expect Gwen to be sitting on an island throughout the match with this array. As Galio could just, swing by whenever he chooses to. If she gets grouped up on. Because this composition that Instinct is building at the moment, you kind of don't want to go up against that. Like, ARAM style. The NA favorite, if you will. There have been troubles with the chat box and game lobbies, just work around it. Seems to not affect game 2s when you hit play again. Okay. Alright, actual draft is starting up. Let's see, team evaluation. So, I've already noted that, in my opinion, Instinct's team is very solid. They don't have much available for aggression outside of having really good pick potential. Ashe and Ornn, very good at that, and then Alistar can lock down whoever you get. Whereas Ashe and Anivia, together with themselves, are very, very good at basically constricting opponents' options in terms of movement. Like, such insane control power with those two. And then if Zyra gets, any amount of ability power, it's fairly easy to melt down anything that might get caught out. So many slows, lots of disruption that can't really be mitigated on Instinct's side. It's gonna be a match to see. On Soboro's end, it was looking interesting at first. I just think that they might have needed a bit more dive power. I don't think it can't work, because Kindred and Varus are two champions that can work well against this. And if some sort of pick does happen from Instinct's side, then Galio, can come in for the save. Aatrox has plenty of survivability and does have his dashes to mitigate a lot of the pain that Ashe could be putting onto him. So could possibly not be too much of an issue. But I feel like unless one team gets majorly ahead, which, does tend to be a thing. That be a thing, isn't it? What I mean to say is that if Instinct gets a bit too far ahead, or certain key players on Soboro's end don't manage to pull an advantage, and in that regard, I feel that if Kindred falls behind, she's just gonna kind of be out. Varus should be relatively consistently in the game, same with Thresh. Aatrox as well. I don't expect Aatrox to fall behind, but if he does, it can be tragic. I guess so long as Galio, Varus, and Thresh stay in the match, they should be able to at least put up a decent front into this Instinct team. But I do think it's going to be a tough battle. Alright, that is done. Let me fix the... Alright, I'm going to have my in-game overlays listed here. Don't mind it too much. Not using my normal overlay stuff, so just have to make sure it's not too big. Oh yeah, those are very big. Get those tuckered out. Alright, that looks good, I think. Oh wait, okay, yeah, you'll be able to see the bands. Good. Alright, just waiting for the match to be loaded in now. But yeah, I do think that the game is favored in Instinct's end solely on champ selection. Okay, I thought the countdown already passed. Guess not. Oh wait, the bands disappeared. Okay, if anyone needs to know what they were, just ask. Sec, I thought I fixed. Oh no, can't make them. Or wait, fine. It's fine. I just didn't press the button. So I am very smart, I promise. A smart person wouldn't say. I mean, a stupid person wouldn't say they're smart, you know? They would understand and avoid saying such. Alright. Darn. Oh yeah, also apologies if I step away at all during the stream, but am tad hungry. Bot, get out. But yeah. Let me just shrink that. But yeah, do have food getting prepped at the moment, so I may have to step away. Wouldn't be long if I do, and I will make sure that everything is going to be flowing just fine if I do. But there may be a few minute gap with my monologuing, word. My pointless ranting, or not even that. Dissertation's not the right word. Why are these words escaping? Right. Match. Okay. I remembered the input. Good. Right, as the match is underway, looks like Instinct is going for a 5-point guard. Soboro getting spotted.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Already put out by Zyra. Doesn't seem like it was ping. They are continuing to go in. Falling in the bush. Unsure if she did that award. Spot getting it.
Minions have spawned.
Maybe getting some mana flow band stacked. Nice. That will make Kindred start just a tad healthy. far out. Aggressive play incoming. Level 2 has been hit, but they are matched. Ashe will be trying to run down. However, Alistar's cooldowns are after him. He was sitting on his skill point. Thresh taking some nice top Thresh. Aatrox taking some trades up top. They get pushed under his tower. And let me just bring the window back up. First, trading his we got Galio returning the lane with some boots and a control ward. Aatrox balancing out that poke from Ornn. Ornn's mana is starting to run low, so he gets a good to get some successful trades. Ooh, nice hook by Salty. But getting struck by Alistar. Here comes the Ghost Baron. It's not managed landing on Ashe. Flashes out, but Zyra's coming from behind. And Alright, Kindred comes in, does get knocked away. Thresh hook misses its mark. That will be first kill to Zyra. Aatrox once again sitting under the tower, no help. Guess despite being low on mana. Down. But will be long. Nivea does still have egg. They were just trying to get a bit low. Should be able to help them. Alistar overcommitting some here. Does give to Galio for Soboro. That was a as Ornn takes out Aatrox. Wonderfully done. Will die here and possibly stack. Kind of probably want to break that up. A bit of an intermission for Aatrox. This time. The wall coming in because of that. Ooh, Thresh hook hits a minion, backing out, will get nailed into the wall. Out comes more CC after shot. Hasn't been procced yet by Thresh. We see some damage. Very bad spot. They have to look for an avenue to recall. Aatrox continuing to take some Zyra might be finding a dragon. Die. Frogs well below. Ornn still got his horn, plenty of mana. He missed. Unfortunate. I figured you might use it to clear the upcoming wave at least to get going very aggressive on theirs. Ashe is relatively low. Thresh does have notably lower damage, like one-on-one situation, helping other range carries, but it's not so much when you have to Hints comes out from the Zyra, knocking Thresh considerably low, but does get caught up herself. Kill going to Galio. Second kill. Wait. Yeah. But Ferris is down there. As bot lane wave is pushing towards blue side at this point. So he did lose out quite a bit from that, unfortunately. Despite his allies getting kills otherwise. Scuttle Crab will be gunning. Ooh, Zyra smited. And it was. As they just landed another, that is stack number 5. Aatrox going for a dive, succeeds without fail. As the fight comes down on the bottom, Kill will go towards Varus, and that is a double. Very nicely making back. Around back on that one. As Instinct has now developed a relatively substantial gold lead for all what's as Kindred, 5 kill participation, but 5 stats as well. Okay. Nope. Cannon block. Alright, so yeah, looking at the gold matchups here. Top lane, Aatrox did get that tower done it. There is a feat for Instinct. Wait, no, I think it was, yeah, it was Instinct. Versus, I'm pretty sure. Right, and yeah, Soboro as well. And going, he did get the stack, that will be number 6. Entering comfy. Have one more stat. Him down. Just trying to be a bit of a nuisance. No dragon has been taken yet. We should be fairly strong enough to deal with that. Whenever. Right. Yeah. Spotted. Aatrox gets knocked off, and I'm pretty sure that was a passive knock for the final hit by There's arrow comes out, does land on Ash, thrown arrow misses. There's gunning him down. Fresh hook lands. Looking bad for Ash. Alistar ultimate is up. Stacks does get knocked under the tower, however, kill going to Alistar. Camera, what are you doing? Why are you snapping the orb? I have wonderfully done by Soboro until Zyra came up over here. That would be 1 kill for Zyra, 1 kill for Alistar. Both mid laner, or no. Galio and Zyra both sitting on rings, but Zyra is rolling stacks. Ring is very Flash. Now, here comes the trying to do something, but will not starting to lean towards the top side. Probably expecting it. He's hovering. Remember Galleon? Ooh, nice knock up. Another kill on her. That should be at 7 stacks, yeah? 8. Ooh. That arrow landed on the bear, flashed away, missed his own. Fresh the star once again getting the cleanup. Kind of surprised
will soon fall.
I feel like there should have I guess Ford realized you better not push your butt. Right. That is very dangerous for Instinct. Like, to this degree. Very, very dangerous. There's not enough bulking up on their team. Everyone's still relatively squishy. Nivea's not at her strong point yet. There's Ashe. So Kinsler should be able to a lot of the game's flow. Should she play her cards? Lots of pings going on towards the bottom end of the map. Wonder if those are suspicious. Getting some nice damage on the Orm, but does take like 3 or 4 tower shots himself. And another. Confident is killing very big more health this. Galio going for some poke, but not really this Aatrox does land another solo bolo. You're going very aggressive.
Not here, not yet.
Egg will be popped as well as Galio ultimate. There's things out at the top. Hook lands from Thresh. Ultimate will be laying out shortly. Tower damage should be set by now. As Alistar does decide to back away as far as Driver dies. Ooh, nice wall by the Anivia. Finishing off Aatrox. Galio getting quite low. Should die through. Out in time. Neither will the Orn nor Ashe Arrow. Galio on universal cleanup duty. Wait, I said Galio from the start. There comes the teleport from Aatrox to help secure the objective. Instinct is planning to take this Infernal Drake. It does seem like a big and it should. quite some time. 2.5 minutes. Did land, he had to step out because the Owls started to Nivea still only sitting on Saros. Those knockups on Nivea are beautiful Ash Arrow. Aatrox will go down. The Drawn Instinct Zen as well. Not sure if Warren wants to fight. Way too strong for those two. Desire will flash away. Ash dies. Barrier not off the down. Flash tower dive from Galio. Almost 10,000 gold on 100. Got plenty to spend. Should be able to complete the next item if they have components, and they do. Probably expect to see your seed purchase, but I believe that Kindred is able to stall the tier. No, I wasn't paying attention. But Soboro did, in fact, get their second peak first. They do have the upgrade. So far, we've got 4 Merc Treads bought. They are very prevalent to the dangers afforded by Zyra, Nivea, and all together. Adapon is arriving to the rift on the bottom side of the map. You can see the river. She will be pushing away. Make sure there is not much visual safety. As well as, you know, map pressure. You do want to use Bear Rocking in line. By the Bear is set up. Flashes as Ash will take out pressure behind. Varus is in a great spot. Should be taken out by Nivea here. Stun landed by the Alistar to confirm his frozen state. As Adapon will go down while they were distracted. Mortimer comes out. Kindred's getting very low as Galio dies. Ultimate. Once it goes more, however, he does go down as Aatrox has to cut it off at this point. E comes out to land the blow, and Nivea takes the field. Should be going down here. Finally, Zyra. Wonders what's going on. Waking up from some. One more peek of the gold, and I will be dipping out briefly. We'll be back in discovery. What we have here, Zyra just getting annihilated. And that's only one item in the Aatrox too. It makes sense. Zyra's.
Every shot counts.
Actually, we do have a push here. I want to make sure that I'm really like that. Almost an ace. Just Syra remains. Does have a multi available, but she doesn't really have enough damage to control this. Comes out. Does get caught up. Not another plant set down to finish him off. Does manage to. Right. I will be right back. It's too close to the end.
He has scored an ace.
Tower done, like drops.
Go home.
Items versus Syra's
Just wait.
I didn't see what the patient. Ah, olive. Thank you. Right. So Baron was taken out and working their way towards two sides and Syra will get caught out and Spirit is there to finish her off. 4 people alive on Instant's side. It's a very high pressure situation for them. They get one taken out. All the bottom towers done. After Aatrox very well. Dead as well. Galio goes down. Very nice defense.
Shine once more before the end.
But they did lose 2 inhibitors.
The blue team has scored an ace.
But the fact they basically managed to ace the enemy team by properly, healing Ashe, keeping everything everything from a distance. That's kind of what was expected to be seen. And then being able to pull that off was really nice. Ooh, they are trying to corner Eclipse here. Running. Teleport came out. There is the taunt from Galio. She will be dead. I don't see them surviving without Ashe at this point. Mountain Drake is up, but honestly going for that objective might be stalling out the game at this point, giving Instinct room to move there. Gold didn't. Maybe oh no, they're doing it. Alright, Fresh really dead. Low half, Kelly all came out. 3-man on beautiful, and Nivea dead. One going down immediately after. Syra also piped up. Aatrox taking a lot of damage from the tower. Ashe is back up. Misses the slow, but does land the arrow onto Varus. Galio nearly dies, but Varus is quite healthy. Base should go down, as it is only Zyra remaining to defend. He is part of the swing for this, especially with as the first game goes to Soboro.
A summoner was disconnected.
Incredible job. Fun match. Also, sorry, didn't notice the pentakill. I think I was distracted at that point, my bad. Game 2. Get that set up real quick. Alright, and I am going to take a break from speaking eat here real quick. Alright, it does seem like they have swapped sides. Oh, wait a sec. Okay. Ivern pick. Alright, we'll be back before the game actually begins, and I'll do evaluation of teams. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so, team evaluation. Soboro, Lysandra, Caitlyn, Karma, Lee Sin, Pantheon, and Victor, Corky, Nautilus, Ivern, York on Instinct. 2 flies. Sec. Correction, there's at least 4 more. Just about to. Okay, so team evaluations. I'm sad. I jumped mid laner are indifferent. But let's
Welcome
see.
to Summoner's Rift.
Victor into Sandra. I don't know.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
That matchup often, but I want to say that it'll probably be Victor favored. Fire call is on. Take it fast, yeah. 305 movement speed. Not really give a shit.
Minions have spawned.
And Victor can farm for a relatively safer range. Sandra can. Sandra is in, fairly telegraphed. Yeah, already got her down. Health there. Bot lane already got a hook on Karma. Half health. Heal pop, but Ignite was up, so a lot of that heal will be mitigated. He did a bit of damage himself. Yorick also being shoved off pretty hard. the tri-bush. Looks like
Boom! Headshot.
either anticipating Ivern going down because of the jungle pathing. They're moving. They weren't marked yet? Wait. Why hasn't... Okay. So let's see what happened up here. Okay, Panther got caught inside the flashed away, but Glory flash all over. Oh, that's why Ivern went into Pantheon and almost died. E came out from Yorick to land the final kill. Pantheon was not careful enough on there. It's so much, honestly. Victor taking a lot of damage. Lisa behind will get baited in. Does flash out to safety though. I think it's unfortunate the direct him.
Never falter.
Consider this. Ooh, nice hook under the tower. Armflash away 100 health. Lee takes out Ivern in the jungle. Caitlyn trying to get something, but nothing. As they will both fall here. Doric got a sheen on his recall. I couldn't tell if he recalled. Their CS is so low. 11 for Doric, 15 for Patreon. Meanwhile, mid laners both above 30.
What's one more grave?
Brilliant.
Oh, bot laners still not. Nice follow through from Lee Sin. Don't know how to pronounce the Lee Sin's name. Too many Korean characters. But that is another on the board for Yorick. Caitlyn, yet again, trying to get something here, but they're just getting out. Corky got a bit dangerously low there, but not Pantheon actually gets out with his life. Ooh, rounding up for a tower dive. Lands the ult, but not the Q. One shot, two shots, kill goes to Nautilus. Hook comes out, Caitlyn locked down. Kill number 2 to Nautilus. As Victor having some trouble here. Lissandra getting shield from Karma, but another auto comes out. Victor will die, but he does at least manage to get the kill onto Lissandra. Pantheon's trying to walk back in lane, but he is just not having a good time. Basically dead to a Q here, but... And another E. Unfortunate. Pantheon's not been having a great day in this match. Last match he was certainly playing. Sitting in the bush here. Victor walking right in. Will get caught up. Victor half health, flash release in. Goes well below half health, but does get the kill. Healing, shielding back up thanks to passive and Karma. Another kill goes to Pantheon. Gives him a tad of catch-up gold. Still gonna need a lot more than that to be able to deal with it, however. Nice job surviving there, Lee Sin. Doing what he does. Doing what he does. Okay. Hook from Nautilus comes out. This is the party, but it does land on the train. Does need to cool down his hit, but he is going to have to back off at this point. Caitlyn does have ultimate. Does not have ultimate at the ready. As Ivern lands the kill onto Karma. Well done. But we will opt to be taking the Void Grubs. That is 3 Void Grubs for them. Lissandra's going defensively aggressive onto Victor. Few misses from the Lee Sin, going to be forced to back away here. No deaths. Sandra will recall here. Chemtech Dragon should be going to Instinct. He's putting up a much better fight this time around. Well, they were doing solidly last game. It's just got to a point where it got very carried away. They let Kindred snowball. And you know, Kindred's not often known to snowball or capitalize very heavily on the snowball, so it's kind of the anomaly that happened in that previous match. Sarcasm. But yeah. So far things looking good. Oh, Waifu caught up to the tower. Shy of 200 health. Pantheon wants to kill it. Ivern sitting there in the bush. Nice job avoiding the abilities from the Pantheon, but the knockup comes out and final blow yet again going to Yorick. Hovering the top side, doesn't want the tower to go down just yet. Keeps his strength, have not been secured yet. But Lee is in a bad spot. Will have to use his voice card to get out, and Ivern is coming in from the rear. But Daisy's almost gone. I guess he decides to back off. It's probably motion.
Thanks for playing, Daisy.
And Yorick do so. As he will continue to apply that pressure, as Pantheon is roaming around looking for something to do, it doesn't have underneath. Comes out from Victor to the bot lane. Suspected something in the bush because he's board around the man. As top lane tower will be going down to Yorick on will defeat some strength. guess goes to show red side's OP. Also, for anyone just tuning in, game 1 win. Wait, they? Nautilus extremely low health, but managing this as the Sombra is getting beaten away by Daisy. Lee Sin over the wall. Will he follow up on the Q? Gets pressured out of it by the Yorick and will be taken out as Pantheon will go down immediately afterwards. That will be 4 kills for Instinct. Got themselves to a 4,000 gold lead at this point. Yorick doubling his lane opponent's gold value. Down by. Actually, like, the entire lead. Everyone else is basically even. I guess Ivern is.
Turret plating
Wait, no.
will fall soon.
Victor has about 100 gold lead on this summer. Basically, the entire lead is just Yorick at the moment. 9 kills, makes sense. Trinity Force is up. Doesn't have his second item ready yet, though. The audio balance is off. Huh, that's odd. My voice should be coming in fine. Check your volume slider. I'll turn down the game volume a bit though, because they are a bit even at the moment. That should be good. Readjust blue side champion. I can't. I don't. Yeah, I can't. Oh wait, I can. Okay, I didn't know that spectator could readjust that. I am sorry. Alright, this is a big fight going on. Lots of CC coming out. Big hit coming from Pantheon Ultimate, knocking many people quite low. Victor should be going down here soon. Nope. Will not. Shields keeping everyone alive. I assume Locket did some heavy lifting there. Wait. Who has the redemption? Ah, Ivern. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh. Whew. Karma taking a bit risky of a recall when Yorick knows where she's positioned. No problem. Actually, wait a second. I got a thing to help with this. There it is. Alright. Now I can actually see the chat messages without needing to tab out. Let's go. So long as things still working properly. Okay. Got a bunch of pings going on here and there. Yorick rounding up Melisandre. Will be trying to avoid, gets caught up in the wall, should die here. Unsure if it was a misclick or not. But Lee Sin will be running away from the Yorick right into the hands of Nautilus. As the hook does land and the ultimate will ward hop, only to be followed by Corki. Health dangerously low. Did land the Q, decides not to follow up. Pantheon tried to do something, but that's like 1 versus 6 right there. Yeah, his shield can block a lot, but he can't really do that much damage from the safety of his shield. And all of his allies have backed off. And this should 100% be Rift Herald going to Instinct, as we got 2.5 minutes roughly before Atacon comes up. I forgot to refill my water. Oh well. Got some positioning around it. What is this? Victor just taking out Lissandra at the bot. Did use his flash for it, so he will be... Or wait, he has 2 Bajai stacks. He's gonna be moving with the zoomies. So he's gonna be a bit hard to catch. He's not really much of a sitting duck, even without his splash, at this current game state especially. Nautilus looking for blood. Caitlyn basically just cornered, no way out. Kill going to York once again, 12-0. Lee Sin does make it out, and they back off. Gonna have to start turtling here soon, as this game is not looking in their favor. Game 1 was looking relatively even for a fair part, with Instinct nearly coming back at some moments, but this match is looking to be relatively one-sided. There were some good plays early on from the Lee Sin and whatnot, but eventually got way too ahead of them as Pantheon going down yet again. Lee Sin getting quite low, getting chased by the Victor. Cooldown's not up in time to escape the vortex of death, as Lissandra died trying to go on Corki, I believe. Or trying to escape Corki, considering his health is not very low. As these base towers should be going down here briefly. And it may just be the end of the game. This good boy drops pretty low, getting hit by that Caitlyn Q. Corki doing what he can to try and end it. Don getting taken down. Flashes coming out. Focus on the Nexus, and that will be game 2 for Instinct, bringing us to a game 3. Alright, let me just get that there. Final draft page opened. Looking like Instinct on blue side this game yet again, as I will fix it here. Alright, so let's take a... Actually, I should let them... Alright, so game 1. We had Ashe, Zyra, Alistar, Nivea, Ornn, Galio, Kindred, Thresh, Varus, Aatrox. Lissandra, Caitlyn, Karma, Lee Sin, Pantheon for game 2. Victor, Corki, Nautilus, Ivern, Yorick. Actually, Fly is sitting here. Give me a sec. That one's not tired yet. Nautilus, Ivern, York. Not sure if I said that. So, what will we see for this game 3? They're making draft discussions right now. Or wait, I didn't show them. Okay, so yeah, game 1, Ashe, Zyra, Alistar, Anivia, Ornn, Galio, Kindred, Thresh, Varus, Aatrox. All those are gone for game 3. Game 2, Lissandra, Caitlyn, Karma, Lee Sin, Pantheon, and Victor, Corki, Nautilus, Ivern, York. They're also gone for game 3. What will we see in the bag? Oh yeah, were there any ban differences between each? Okay, so game 2 there was a Kayle and a Vi ban instead of the Twisted Fate and Talia ban. While for Instinct had the same first 3 bans, but then opted for Fiddlesticks and Belveth instead of Darius and Neil. So game 2, they opted more for, or they still opted for mid laners, both ends, but then they swapped jungler after. It's very hard to play into York if you don't know how to do it. And even if you do know how to do it, if you don't have certain champions, it's an absolutely miserable experience. If you can't kill those ghouls quickly, or you can't reliably avoid his E, or you can't get out of his wall, and if he's really good at placing his wall, you're just in for such a world of hurt. Alright, and it looks like the draft has begun. First ban's the same. We could probably expect at least the first 3 bands being the same yet again. Yep, there's the Yone. But it's a matter of what are these picks going to be. I believe I've seen Instinct play in the past, but I'm not sure if any of the names seem familiar to me. I think it's probably just a kind of new Instinct team at this point, unless some of them do just have changed names. And it is my first time watching anyone in Soboro play, so I have no idea what any of them use, and I don't have a thing up on hand, cheat sheet, so. Ooh, a Poppy ban. Are they gonna be picking Rel or something? I wouldn't. Alright, there's the Vi pick. Ooh, are they going to be going very dive heavy? And if they are, what's Soboro's retaliation? Will they be accepting or pushing? Or wait, if Instinct is going a dive game, they left Fiddlesticks open. Fiddlesticks is very good into dive teams, because they leave themselves fully exposed. Okay, both sides opting for some diving power at this point. Leona and Vi for the first picks. I guess the Poppy ban kind of works in Leona's favor. Oh. And Ari locked in for Soboro's mid laner, I assume. Need something more upbeat. This work. Alright. Instinct getting there to Leah, and there is the Rel lock. What did I say? No, pre-rework, Rel actually kinda did consistently well into Poppy, despite not really making sense for that being the case. But post, Rel doesn't really work well into anyone, and I don't understand how she hasn't gotten significant changes to improve her feat from what freaked to her last. Alright, and Kaisa will lock in Soboro for their final pick. As bans are going to be coming out. Zaya first to go, followed by Viego Hover. Swaying back to Soboro for their final ban. I'm not sure which marksmen do well into Kaisa. I guess the Silver ban came out. I feel like they probably could have expected a Jinx or something instead, especially if there's going to be dive power going in. Jinx gets excited and she can kind of do whatever she wants after that. Doesn't matter if Kaisa jumps in or not. If Kaisa does jump in, Jinx gets excited, then you're kind of screwed. But I guess if Ahri goes in and lands the charm, Jinx would just be dead, so I don't know. Song short. Alright, there is the Xin Zhao lock for the first pick of round 2, and final ban for Instinct was Jarvan. Jarvan and Poppy bans both kind of help out Rel. But, you know, technically Rel can pull Jarvan out of his staff and grab, or whatever the heck the shortcut name is for it. Flag and drag, that's it. Alright, Seraphine lock for Instinct. Whether that's going to be the bot laner or support, we shall see. But so far, I'm honestly not seeing a lot that would benefit Rel. And Jax for the final. No marksman. I'm not sure what I think about Instinct's team here. I don't think there's enough that really works together. Like my gut feeling tells me that their team doesn't feel complete and that there's something missing from it. And I think it's because of Talia. I think if the mid laner were Seraphine instead, and instead of a Talia it were like whatever marksman down bot lane, it might feel a bit better for the comp, but there's no stoppage or like actual semblance of control. Because like Talia and Seraphine's control is very weak and like honestly kind of non-existent. Like yeah, Talia does stop like jumps and whatnot, but the duration of it isn't very long, and it doesn't have any knockdown power. Although honestly, I'm not sure which stuns actually need to be prevented by knockdown, or I mean, which like dashes and stuff need to be knocked down to stop. Uh, I'm just going from a rel crash down perspective. Leah rocks don't stop it, so I don't expect it to stop like Xinjiao or Fiona or Ari. Okay, alright, this will be the last song leading into the match. So yeah, because Talia and Seraphine don't really have stoppage power, I don't think that, like, if things are on even ground, that, Garen or Xinjiao will really have any issues dealing with much, that might be coming in. Like, Jax is a supreme damage force, Vi can be as well, but she does, you know, kind of fall off. Seraphine is fine. Talia is a bit iffy, but Soboro's team seems to me to be a bit more complete, but Xinjiao as a champion still leaves some stuff to be kind of wanted for, because his crowd and his hard CC has a bit of finicky about it, make it feel a bit less reliable than certain other champions, or less meaty than certain other champions. Like combat presence could be provided. Like he's not bad. It's just because his ultimate is worse than Gwen's W in many situations. Sometimes he can be a handicap, and it isn't great when those situations happen. I feel it's a bit too easy for stuff like that to happen. Uh, and I'll, there is a Garen versus Jax on top. I think the Jax buffs already went into effect, so I'm not really sure how the matchup will be at this point. I still would assume that Garen should be fine in it, because, you know, I don't really think that Garen really cares about the defense or power that Jax got added to it. Just Garen has enough stupid stuff already. So sick of this fun. It's hovering around. I don't want to slam in it. Alright, the final countdown leading into this year third match is beginning. About 2.5 minute play yet. Don't know which ones they are. Stupid. Still some. Let's see. In terms of which team I think could be favored, like if I were playing in a solo queue match, I with Old Rel, I would be able to win with that team that uh Instinct drafted. Cause like, you know, to me, Seraphine has AoE, Jax has AoE, that's great. But Rel's CC lasts like 1 second now instead of like 2 to 2.5 seconds. Well, it wasn't 2 to 2.5. It was just like around 2 seconds, but entirely unmitigable. Whereas you can very much expect Merc Treads to be bought on most of Syllabo's team. Okay, can't mess up the Soboro. I said Solo. Soboro's team. I feel like they'll have enough tenacity in order to properly shrug off anything that Rel might put over to them. At the very least, I do think that there's a strong possibility that Soboro's team could clump up in a manner that would make it good for Rel to get an engage. And at that point, you just need fast enough follow-up from Seraphine. But again, I'm still heavily of the opinion that current state Rel is not good engage, but rather good follow-up. But even saying good is a very big stretch. God dang it, man. This thing. Alright, so I can't really say which side I think will win. Like, I would say that Soboro is probably more inclined to, just because it doesn't feel to me like there's enough of a composition on Instinct's side, but they can prove me wrong as we go in here. The final match between these two teams. It looks like Instinct will be going for a 5-point defense. In jungle, Ping went out from Soboro.
I will not yield. Hey, look.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I'm gonna turn off my monitor for a second. I won't really be able to say anything here unless they fight. Yeah. I just want this stupid fly to go somewhere that's not my screen so it can settle down and stop flying forever.
Minions have spawned.
Gotcha. I've got a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Okay, it didn't settle down. Alright, looks like tower dive attempt gone awry, as Xin Zhao will fall. First kill going to Jax. Leona taking a bit of hurt. Mount Up is on cooldown for about 5 more seconds. Crashing down into the bush to reset and hide your cooldowns. Will get locked down by Leona. Is not going to be able to run away very easily. That's the downside of crashing down into bushes. If your opponent has any suspicion that you might be doing that and they have some sort of like picking ability. Oof. Jack's going down to the Garen here. He needed to distance himself from the Garen, that way his spin would focus more on the minions around rather than himself. Alright, Vi comes in, lands a beautiful Q, followed by the knock-up from Talia. So Ahri will run away. Very nice start for this Instinct jungler and mid laner. As Ahri's just getting bullied. Narrowly avoids her death. Rel just continues to stand there menacingly. Alright, Jack's trying to fight the Garen. Will get silenced, jumps over, doesn't have him powered off cooldown yet. Vi coming in is not going to be able to secure a kill. Rel crashed down. Jax will not get a safe recall. Garen flashes on cooldown.
I will not falter.
That was close. Nice knock-up from Talia yet again after Ahri returned to lane with her teleport. Knocking her down quite a bit. Tower dive attempt from Garen. Will get stunned under the tower. And will die, giving the first feat towards Instinct. Second kill to Jax. One second. Alright, looks like this will be a grub attempt for Soboro. Jack's coming around, will get the ward out. Sees there's way too many people to deal with. That should be 3 grubs for red team. Ari being restricted from heading back to lane. Ult does come out, lands the charm. Here comes Xin Zhao. Flash from Talia. Xin Zhao will get stopped. Ultimate comes out. Arel is helping. Jack's getting a lot of damage out onto Garen, but it won't matter because Demacian Justice has been dealt. And Garen's still sitting at half health. Gotta be careful there, Jax. You don't want to be in an even state with Garen. You need to absolutely stop him. If he gets CS, you lose. Fortunately, he's beaten you in CS. Kill don't matter for him. Leona Q came out. As Jack's going aggressive again, will take the brunt of the spin damage. Seraphine safely clears. This bot lane is completely blind though. Looks like the dragon will be going for free. Soboro. Lots of abilities being avoided. As pressure coming on to Xin Zhao from the Talia. Does secure the dragon. Out comes the Seraphine ult. These AoE abilities doing their work as Vi ult comes out to lock down the Ahri. Leona's trying to run away, but she should die here. Last kill going to Talia. As Garen getting some plates up in the top lane. And Soboro is struggling. Maybe Garen will be able to work some cross-map pressure magic this game. We'll see. Vi in a bit of a pickle. Garen, ooh! Garen almost didn't kill Vi. Now we'll be taking camps. Azrael will be able to spot him momentarily. King's coming out. Alright, Talia already used her knock-up. Zhao's in a bit of pickle, and he is gone. Kill goes to Talia. He doesn't have a Dark Seal yet, so at least there's that. As Leona and Kai'Sa will be forcing Seraphine off the tower. Although kind of surprised, I'm pretty sure Seraphine clear waves as they come. Garen will look to die there. Yeah, falling perfectly fine. Ooh, very nice knockup from the Talia. Nearly takes out the Ahri. Was forced to use her ult. Ahri nearly getting herself killed using the ult, but yeah, the stun doesn't last very long. So. Ahri teleporting delayed to try and do something to Leah, then she sees the Vi and goes, yeah, maybe I should not do that. Alright, we have 1 feet. Wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. Blue team claimed their second feat. The first one was 3 kills. They did not get the objectives, but the neutral objectives, but they did get first tower. They do have their feat awarded to them. Leona turning for damage. Doesn't do too much though. Alright. Garen going in and nuking the minion wave. Will lose a cannon from it. Knocks Jax below half health. Almost kills. But now Jax has to leave. Talia coming in to secure the Garen kill. And Jax jumps onto a spinning Garen to his demise. Alright, Leona ult comes out. Rel will be stunned. Is not in dismount mode at the moment, so has no bonus resistances. Successful tower dive attempt. Leona taking tower aggro early, but will be given up her life for the kill. All is good if you get your AD carry fed. That was 2 kills for the Kai'Sa. As is ideal. Hit the plant. Alright, third dragon goes to Instinct. Finally decide to show themselves down there. Xin Zhao's still just trying to take camps. Will be secured by Relbo as she fails to crash down over the wall. But her teammates are backing off. Alright, Rel has been taken out. Garen trading his life for her. Xin Zhao ult. Shifting focus from Instinct to Kai'Sa and Leona. Finally taking out Xin Zhao afterwards. That was a 1 for 4. It puzzles me why people go so deep to kill Rel. Times, like... There was so much time for her teammates to go there. It's kind of overstayed. Alright, Instinct doing quite well this game. However, could be pulled back at any time by Soboro. Thanks to the leads Garen and Kaisa have developed themselves. Sorry, Charm missing. Nearing the 20-minute mark, Atacon will be spawning soon. Looks like it'll be on the top side of the map this game. There's 3 plants sitting up there. Garen taking on a 2v1 right here. Tried to turn to get the blue buff just to die, while Talia kills Ahri. While trying to escape, here comes Seraphine for a considerably large shield and heal. Ezreal comes in to group them up, but it wasn't in tandem with the cooldowns from Seraphine, so not really much to follow up with. Kaisa lands another kill. Another crash down by Rel. Misses. But the stun lands. Another 4 deaths for Soboro, but that was 2 more kills for Kaisa. And there isn't a minion wave to test a tower with. Jack's fishing to stop the Vi from taking their jump mob. Okay. Apologies for any blanks other than the, you know, the fly distraction. Getting tired. My sleep schedule is still readjusting. See a plant, Ahri. Got it. Alright, there are movements positioned around Atacon at this point. Vi is being built as sort of a bursty bruiser with Trinity Force and Sundered Spear. A lot of abilities missing here. Nice Seraphine ultimate. Xin Zhao ult comes out but doesn't really do much as Rel did not decide to jump in. But did decide to ult right there and pulled everyone together successfully. 2 enemies remaining. It's 1 down, 2 down, all in exchange for a Rel. As Talia will be teleporting bot to take 1, maybe 2 towers. And her allies take Atacon. Yeah, just 1 tower. He doesn't have enough killing power to get to. Maybe she should invest in Lichbane stonks, you know? Here comes the recall. How much funds does everyone have? Around 1.5k for the mid laner and Seraphine, 1k for Vi. But Vi did not have a chance to reset, so... We'll see if it affects anything. Alright, second win Drake. Going in as the Leona ultimate does not manage, or wait, no. The Leona ultimate is friendly for Ahri. Kaisa and Garen just nuking this tower. Kaisa's teammates were just a distraction to prevent them from pushing, as Garen will continue shoving out the top wave. Possibly going for a rotation. Unless Jax wants to fight him, I think he'd be happy with Jax fighting. Although actually Jax seems a bit strong right now. Yeah, he seems very strong. Oh boy. Yeah. I guess it's out of Garen's hands now. All that's left is to hope that Kaisa can work some magic. She almost has 3 items built. Once that 3rd item comes up, she should be considerably strong, but I think that she needs Death Cap to finish the build off, if I recall. Well, she's just merely closing on Nashers. Talia almost getting caught out. Another tower surrendered on the top side, this time for Instinct. Seraphine ultimate hits. Garen not really caring all that much. Lived for such a long time and just walked out. Slow on Terrell. Ooh, nice job hitting Seraphine. Jumping in, there was the knock-up. Bit of disengage. Final kill towards Garen. Although it didn't look like it should have gone to Garen there, but whatever. Alright, Vi going to Xin Zhao. As there are some Baron pings coming out, but Talia's pushing the bot side. Rel is aiming to put some pressure on mid, I believe. Yeah, Ari recalled real quick, heading to bot. Baron is down. Alright, Ari, you gotta get some good defense. Don't let the tower take very many hits. Stupid. I almost got it.
Good to run from your problems.
Alright. Garen will be caught out by the Jackson Vi here. Might want to avoid using your ultimates if you can. Jax did already use his though. Ari flashing away will not work out for her as Jax shifts his targets. Some good ability use there. Nice Seraphine ult. Xin Zhao doing alright. Or wait, never mind. Wasn't Xin Zhao doing alright? It was Vi. Vi doing very, very well this game. Tilly in a bit of a pickle. Ult comes out and she is on. But that bot lane tower has exposed the inhibitor now. New danger point for Soboro to be dealing with. Both teams aiming for this soul point. Dragon, number 3 for either side. One side stacking Wind Drakes, other side mixed fire and water. As red team will successfully claim soul point, but here comes the Seraphine ultimate, lands on 3, I believe it was, as red team is falling down. They're going over the wall. will get chased down by Jax, as this might just very well be the end of the game. There is almost 40 seconds of time to push. This tower is dead like that. Inhibitor immediately after. There's a Jax and full team right behind him with this push. So, yep, that will be game 2 to Instinct as Rel dies to tower. And that will be game. Congratulations, Instinct, pulling it together after game 1. To have a very strong game 2 and 3 following after that. Soboro did quite well in game 1, getting some snowball leads with the Kindred and Varus and pulling out after that. But unfortunately, there were a lot of pitfalls throughout matches 2 and 3 that gave way to Instinct to put forth some pretty tough things to go into. Right. And, you know, I said that, you know, it was iffy of Instinct's team, but, you know, they did show me. It worked out for them. Jax was struggling for some time until they suddenly weren't against Garen. Vi doing pretty darn well throughout. Honestly, really surprised as to how many dragons were given up towards red. But I think it was just because Instinct didn't really bother worry about it for the time. But is what it is. That will be all for the stream today. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Congrats to Instinct on your week 3 victory here. And to both teams, continue improving. See how the rest of the season ends up. Hope you all have a great day and night or whatever. And